Wanted to take a few minutes and show you a new light controller I just got in. It's made by a company called Aeon Raven. It's the DMX Blackbird PFX edition. It's a company out of California. There's a gentleman there who I spoke to on the phone. His name was Adriano. He was very helpful, very good customer service. I was a little hesitant about buying this. It was a company I've never heard of, and I was not able to find any reviews anywhere. No videos online other than ones that were put out by the company, which are not always completely unbiased. So I asked him, and they have a 30-day return policy. I wanted to check it out. If I was unhappy with it, he was more than happy to do a return for me. And after a couple weeks of trying it out at different events, I'm pretty happy with it. So I thought I'd share it with everybody else. Now, when you first look at it, it looks like a regular RGB white controller. There is a separate knob for the red, the green, the blue, and the fourth one actually does white and amber together. There's different modes for it. First one that we have it on right now is color assign. There's also sound active, and when you flip it to sound active, then you have a choice over here between live mode, beat mode, or off, which is basically a blackout. Now, setup of this controller is very simple. I ran it. My mixer has RCA outputs on the back. You run those directly into the Blackbird. There, of course, is a power cord, and coming out the other side is a regular DMX cable, which you run directly to your first lights. Now, when I set this up, I have 12 lights on the floor here. And as you can see, all of them are currently running on the RGB mode. I can set them straight to red, straight to green, straight to blue, or if they're all on, you get more or less a white color. And I can show you that up here in the ceiling. As we all know, RGB doesn't give a perfect white, but that's a limitation of the lights, has nothing to do with the controller. Now, what I'm running on the floor, I have 12 American DJ Megapar profiles, probably one of the most common lights on the market. These are not wireless, they're not battery powered, there's nothing fancy about them, and it's getting to the point now where I think you can buy them new for about $60 online. I picked up a bunch on Craigslist. People are selling them used for 20, 30 bucks a piece because a lot of people are switching to wireless. Still a great light. It still does everything you need. And when you start getting controllers like this, you get a little more life out of them. Now, what I did, I wired them all daisy chained with the same DMX cables running through the whole series. There's not different channels, there's not a lot of different wires running all different directions. I started at the controller, went to the first one, to the second, the third, to the fourth, and ran it straight through until I got to the 12th. Now, when you're setting the address of these, you set the addresses differently based on what you want them to do. As you'll see in a few minutes here, I have 4 different modes that these lights can be set in, and I have them split up, and you'll see each one. Now, before you criticize me for my cable management, keep in mind there's about 12 power cords and roughly 300 feet of DMX cable laying on the floor right now. And also, as far as my camera angle, I'm holding it this way. That way I can show you each individual row and what each one does separately. So right now I have 4 different songs on here, and I'm going to play a snippet of each song. Hopefully it doesn't get censored, but I'm going to show you what each one of these do. Now, as I said, it's currently in RGB mode. However, with a simple flip of the switch, we go from color assigned to sound active. And we're going to start off with the live mode, and you'll notice that they're all dark except the 2 at the top. The reason these are still on is because these are in unresponsive mode. And these would be something that you would keep either in your seating area or at your cake. That way when you go into your dance music, you don't have the cake flashing different colors. So you have unresponsive. Now we're going to kick on some music. And I went with a very generic song. This is a typical dance beat. It's about 128 beats per minute. And you'll notice over here with an RGB. Notice that they're always red, blue, green, and amber. They don't change, they don't move around, but they do follow the music. You'll notice that the red sticks with the drum beat. And it does stay pretty consistent. Now the blue and the green, they go to different ones. And you'll see when I switch songs, you'll see how they go with either vocals, snares, guitars, different stuff. But the red, always your bass drum. You notice as soon as the music stops, so do the lights. Now the center column, we already mentioned at the top, we have two at the top that are unresponsive. The two at the bottom are what they call all-in-one. So if you have a bunch of these, your lights will always be doing the same thing. If you have 16 lights strung out, all 16 of them will react exactly the same. On the far left, we have them set up as 4 different banks. They do red, green, blue, and amber, but they also mix. So each one is assigned 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you can assign as many as you want of these. You can have 16 lights, 4 of them in each one. Or you can do 20 lights and do 12 of them all red, or bank 1. You can mix and match them as I did here. All of these are running off of one controller together. You can get creative. Maybe you put these behind the DJ booth. Maybe you put these under your DJ booth. Put these here over at your cake, or around the room at the tables where people are seated and you don't want flashing lights. And these you put on a far wall, maybe up on tripods, shining down on your dance floor. Get creative. Now we're going to cut off that song. We're going to switch to something else. And again, pay attention to how they go with the music, because these are the songs that you're going to be playing, and this is how they're going to react at your events. Your guitar riff you might recognize. And finally, maybe a little hip hop. Now keep in mind that your guests are not going to be staring directly at the lights. The other nice thing here is that when you get to a point in the evening, say you're doing the garter and bouquet or the cake, one switch and all your lights come back on. They're all stagnant, and you can have them set to white, or if you still have them set to the same colors, Maybe your wedding's teal. Now suddenly your entire room is teal while you're doing the garter and bouquet. I didn't change anything on the controller other than one simple switch. You go from sound active back to color assign. And your music plays, nothing happens until you flip that switch. As soon as you hit it, everything's dancing again. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the controller. I picked it up a couple weeks ago. I've used it at 3 different events. The first event had a little trouble with it, completely my fault. Second event worked perfectly. Third event I got a little creative, changed things up a little bit on the room, and did an amazing job with it. So you're really only limited by your own creativity. I don't know the limit of lights you can hook up to this, but I don't know that you're ever going to need more than 20 or 30 park hands around the room. And personally, I think it puts on a great show. It's one of the cheaper controllers out there. It costs less than almost all the software. And the nice part of it is it doesn't require a laptop. It doesn't require any sort of programming. And basically all you do, plug it in, and it goes to the beat of the music. So once you do that, suddenly you have your own light show going to the beat of the music, and your guests can sit back, relax, and enjoy themselves, get on the dance floor and dance, and you don't have to worry about anything other than spinning the best tracks. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments section down below. Or if you're interested in ordering one, just go online. Name of the company again, it's Aeon Raven DMX Blackbird PFX edition. There's a couple videos on YouTube by the company, and they do a much better job explaining all the hookups, the programming, and everything involved, and how simple it is. And hope you enjoy it.